Hello! Welcome, my friends, to Gacha Rock and Roll. Welcome to the newest episode.
Yes, we're back. Hello.
And today, I'd like to give a special shout out to my good friend Didi. Congratulations on your achievement. To those she shared it with, if you know, you know. But if you don't, well, I'll just say it's amazing that you were able to do that. I'm sure you didn't expect that to happen, but what can you do? That's life, you know. A very big congratulations, and I hope that more things similar to that happen to you in the future, you know. Because I saw your Facebook post and I still couldn't believe it. Even now, I still can't believe it. So, my experience will be different knowing that you were involved. So, I did tell you what it was, Ryan. So,
Yeah.
what do you think? What did you think of that when I told you? You know.
Well, I thought that was amazing that she actually did that. And, I don't know her, but I hope more, like, someone who can do stuff like that, at that level. I hope you get more amazing situations or amazing offers like that again.
All right. So, at her request, Ryan, we have sort of an episode. We can do about half the episode dedicated to her request. If we can try. Anyway.
Yeah, we can try.
So the first thing is she wanted us to talk about the show Invincible. So have you seen the clips on YouTube? Have you seen the meme? Think, Mark. Think.
Yeah,
Have you
I've seen
meme?
that, yeah.
So have you seen clips of it on YouTube? Have you tried looking at one of them?
Yeah. I mean, I've looked a bit, but it hasn't really interested me super.
I see. Well, to give a basic rundown of the story, essentially, spoilers for people who watch Invincible or who haven't seen it yet. Basically, imagine if Goku didn't hit his head when he landed on Earth.
So he was an like evil super.
Yeah, Omni-Man is from a planet called Viltrum.
Yeah.
So, he is essentially a sleeper agent.
Sleeper agent.
Yes. Do you ever notice that the clips are violent?
Yeah. The show is kind of violent.
It's kind of violent.
It's
yeah.
pretty violent.
Omni-Man is very much like Superman, as you can tell from how he looks.
Yeah.
I don't remember all his powers, but I don't think he has heat vision or.
But he's like the invulnerability.
He's very strong.
Strength.
He can fly. Yeah, all that.
Yeah. Okay.
Omni-Man is from a planet called Viltrum, where only the strong can survive. So they wanted to be like the strongest planet in the universe. So they would kill their weak citizens to create strong people.
Okay.
Like, imagine if Viltrum is basically Krypton if Krypton had a yellow sun.
Oh. Wait, isn't that just Earth then?
No, but like, you've seen how advanced Krypton is.
Oh.
But with a yellow sun.
Wouldn't it be more akin to kind of like Hulk's War World?
Sakaar?
Like Sakaar, yeah, where like only the strong get to lead.
Surprisingly, no. If you've seen, when you see the episode where he explains this, it's still a very prosperous nation. It's still a nation. It's a prosperous universe, a world. It's a prosperous planet. They've got fancy technology, and they have an entire empire, the Viltrumite Empire. But to do that, they had to get rid of the weak people. So only the strong can survive. It's a planet full of Superman-like people.
Okay, so everyone on Krypton is Superman.
Yes. Now,
okay.
They decided we should make other people strong. We should make other planets strong. So we'll create an empire. So they would send one Viltrumite to each planet to weaken it and get them ready to join the Viltrumite Empire.
Yeah.
Omni-Man is sent to Earth for that. He's a sleeper agent. I forget his name. Grayson, Mr. Grayson. His name, how did it go? Yeah, Mr. Grayson. He had a son, who named Mark Grayson. Mark Grayson is the titular character Invincible, because he has powers too.
Mm-hmm.
So the show is basically like a very teenage. You remember the show Young Justice?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but like super violent, and the heroes are more involved. Well,
Okay.
Omni-Man is more involved because in the first episode, Omni-Man essentially kills the Guardians of the Globe. They are the Justice League of that world. He goes in, he kills them all. He kills them all.
Wow.
Yeah. When he
Okay.
finds out Mark has powers, he kills them all.
Why?
It's explained in later episodes that he wanted to be sure that Mark had powers.
So he killed people?
Okay. Remember, he is a sleeper agent designed to weaken the planet. He was supposed to come as this sort of, I'm from Viltrum and I'm this alien that you should be part of the planet. You should be part of the Empire. What was his real name? Oh, by the way, voiced by J.K. Simmons.
Oh. Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
he's voiced by J.K. Simmons.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. Nolan Grayson, that's his real name. Anyway, so he essentially worked with the quote-unquote Justice League of this world because apparently in this Earth, Invincible's Earth, there are people with superpowers also.
So it's like common.
Yeah,
so
it's not-
So it's like
It's not common in the My Hero Academia sense, but it's
yeah,
more
but
like
like
the actual comics,
kind of like
you know?
comics. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are
Anyway,
superpowered people.
so when he found out that Mark had powers and he was sure Mark is half Viltrumite,
Yeah.
that's when he said, okay, Mark's got powers like me. I can bring him with me to the Empire. I can kill everyone else now.
Okay.
So that's what he did.
Okay.
So the meme comes from Mark fighting his dad
Yeah.
and losing very badly.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But because he was saying that Viltrumites age very slowly. Like he'll be 100 years old and he'll look 30, something like that.
Okay.
And the meme comes from Nolan, Mr. Grayson, trying to persuade Mark. Think, Mark, there's no point in protecting them. What will you have after 500 years when everyone's gone? Mark, in a touching moment, says, you, Dad.
Wow. Okay.
This prompts Omni-Man to leave. Now, this is why he's called Invincible. It's not because of the outside power.
Yeah.
Mark never once broke his faith in his dad and his conviction to protect Earth.
Okay.
So, Invincible is a very interesting comic. It deals with a lot of social issues that people would say Marvel and DC aren't exactly
Touching.
ready to touch. I don't blame them. You know, you want to avoid those things as much as you can. But, yeah. There's a scene in the comics, I won't say what it is, but you never see that in comics. Not that much. I've seen one other time that happened in comics, but
Not that much.
not that much compared to this.
You can just tell me later.
Okay, and yeah, Omni-Man, one would argue he's almost as powerful as Superman, if not more, because he doesn't have the other powers
Yeah,
as Superman,
but he
but
doesn't have a
there's
weakness.
there is no kryptonite for Viltrumites.
They're just that strong.
They're just
all
that
the
strong,
time.
yeah. They're not powered by the sun though. That's the other thing.
So
I
they're
don't
just
know-
naturally that strong,
Yes.
and they naturally can fly and stuff.
Yeah, but so yeah, one would say Injustice Superman is the best way to describe him.
I guess that's
If
an interesting
Lois-
way to.
If Lois didn't die, but he was still crazy.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a unique way to
I
describe it. But,
yeah, I don't know. For me personally, it's a little tiring to see the "what if Superman was evil" trope being used by other comic books. Like, are you familiar with The Boys?
Yes.
Homelander is also like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of comic books that actually use that kind of thing. I think a couple of movies have also. You know
Yeah,
that
evil Superman, but he's Brightburn.
Brightburn, yes.
Yeah.
That was screaming, "I'm Superman, but I want to kill people."
Yeah.
Right.
So it's getting tired, you know, but
Like-
Omni-Man manages to make it unique in his own way. But by having Goku's backstory. Well,
Yeah.
a Saiyan's backstory.
Kind
More of like Vegeta. If Vegeta was a sleeper agent.
a sleeper agent.
Yeah, like imagine if Vegeta
Yeah, I
was there,
guess.
Goku wasn't there.
I
Nobody
think,
would stop him.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I like, I guess, about what you told me is that they're tackling issues that comics don't normally tackle.
Yeah, and they also have, you know, stories of family with the case of Mark Nolan and his mom. Because, like, Nolan still loves his family, but, you know, he has a duty to his people. You know, they tackle things like love for teenagers and being superheroes.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like Mark is going to college.
Mm.
And he's dumb. Like, I must say, Mark is kind of dumb. He was like saying, there's one scene where Earth is going to go to Mars. I think that to them that's a little not out of the ordinary anymore that they can go to Mars.
Yeah.
So there was one part where they were saying like, they need Omni-Man to escort a rocket to Mars,
Okay.
a planetary mission. But Omni-Man was busy because he has
Yeah.
to protect the world because there were no more Guardians of the Globe
Yeah.
because he killed them.
Wow. Yeah.
So, Mark said, I'll do it. It's just a 2-day trip to Mars. I'll be there and back before you know it." And then all of them were like, "Mark, do you know how far it takes to get to Mars from Earth?"
Oh, okay. He's kind of dumb.
Yeah, I think you'll be back in 2 weeks.
Oh well. Well, I
in,
think
in their comic time,
Yeah.
you can get to Mars in 2 weeks.
that's pretty fast. But like, I guess
he
from
thought he
his,
could get there in 2
I guess
days.
from his perspective, I mean, can he like fly through space? Maybe he can,
can
fly,
fly.
really fast.
He can fly, yeah.
Like, cause Superman can fly through space really fast, right?
Well, he can too, but not even then. Mars is far.
It is, yeah, but like maybe he flies
Yeah,
that fast.
They can
or
fly
something, yeah.
pretty fast. Like Mark can talk in space.
You don't
well,
need to
not-
breathe in space.
Well, he can't. He doesn't open his mouth when he talks. They talk like Martian
telekinetically.
Manhunter. Yeah, like that. He has a friend called Alien the Alien.
What?
Yeah, they're another race of people. They tried to invade Earth once.
And it didn't work.
Omni-Man stopped them.
Yeah. Okay.
It's interesting in certain scenes that Omni-Man's evil. So in the back of your mind, you know he's bad, but he's a superhero, so he's protecting the world.
Yeah. So he's a bad guy, but he's
He's like maybe he'll be redeemed. They kind of hinted at that in other parts. But yeah, that is Invincible.
interesting. I think it's an interesting take, I guess,
Yeah.
on the evil Superman type of comic trope.
Yeah. Like one of the other heroes that's pretty cool is the Immortal.
The Immortal.
He's like Doomsday, but if Doomsday was human.
Oh, that's dangerous. Okay.
Yeah.
That's very dangerous.
He fights Omni-Man once.
Yeah.
Well, twice. Omni-Man kills him twice.
And he comes back.
He comes back, Omni-Man killed him again. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he should. I think he becomes resistant. Does he still become resistant to like what he?
I'm not
kills him?
sure of the Immortal's
Or
power.
he just
Oh, he
doesn't
becomes
die.
like he becomes stronger after he dies. So they got that portion
Like
portion of
like
the
a Saiyan.
Saiyans.
Like if the closer their
Yeah.
death.
Well,
yeah.
he actually has to have died.
Yeah, but he comes back to life.
Yeah, he
actually.
comes back to life. If he survived, it's different.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of comparisons to Dragon Balls. It's by Robert Kirkman. Robert Kirkman, you may know him. He's the writer of The Walking Dead.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, The Walking Dead was such a big hit, right?
Yeah.
Technically, so I mean, and it seems like Invincible is getting a good amount of traction so
Yeah.
far online.
Yeah.
So I guess it would be interesting to see where it went.
Yeah.
With its lessons and maybe
Yeah.
issues.
Robert Kirkman's works are very family oriented in a way. Walking Dead is also like
Yeah, there's a lot of-
Rick's got his son.
There's a
and
lot
they're
of like
together.
family stuff and brotherhood type of
Yeah.
imagery in Walking Dead. I think.
Yeah.
Although I haven't
Yeah, none of us have
intently
really
watched.
read Walking Dead.
Yeah, or like
Yeah, but
intently
he's a
seen
big
the thing.
Yeah, he is a big comic fan. Like apparently he has a son named Peter Parker Kirkman.
Wow. Okay. Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh, if you're looking for a mainstream comic work he did, he was involved in Marvel Zombies.
Oh, the Marvel Zombies thing.
Yeah.
Is the zombie world
Yes.
thingy?
Marvel Zombies.
I heard about that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Invincible. Interesting show. Like I wish we could watch it, but legal stuff.
I mean, we
region
can
locking with
watch
VPNs and other means.
I mean,
you
Everyone knows that there are always ways to watch these things.
Yeah.
But like,
honestly, for me, even just watching them on YouTube is fine because people post a lot of stuff there.
a lot of clips.
To the point, it's basically the whole episode.
No,
if you
like
know
you're-
the order to watch it.
Yeah, I guess. But like, I would, I guess, watch it. But like, I don't know if it's gonna be really my cup of tea.
Oh, I don't blame you. Yeah, you were never known a superhero comic book type.
Yeah, I mean,
enough to
I
appreciate
really,
the Marvel movies.
I can appreciate
Yeah.
comic books. I can appreciate like their different stories, their backgrounds, you know.
Yeah.
But like, when it comes to direct, new stuff, especially like Invincible, I don't think it will really be my cup of tea.
Oh, yeah, I don't mean.
But I think if you like comics or if you're a fan of Kirkman's works, I think you should try and pick it up. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
It sounds great so far.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, if you're fine with gore and stuff, but
Yeah, it's gorier than most
shows.
comic book oriented shows. out there.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a good idea if you guys want to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
After that, there was also the other thing that my friend wanted to request of us, and that was idol gachas. Now, I know you're not as big on idol gachas.
Yeah, but I do know a bit about them.
Yeah, and one thing I did want to talk about, since we can talk about it, because she's a big Love Live fan.
Love Live.
Now, sorry, I'm not a Love Live fan. I'm more of a Bang Dream guy.
Mm-hmm.
I know Love Live. I know how important it is to the Japanese people.
Yes.
I have seen concerts.
Yes, because Love Live is great.
And it's a very different take because on the one side you have Love Live. I think they have 10 or 20 girls in that one group, right? There are like 10 of them, if not more.
Well, if
There's a
you're-
lot of them. I saw the concert,
Yeah, there's a lot of them. And it's great.
and in that one show, in that one group, right? Whereas you have Bang Dream, you have like 6 bands.
Yeah, I think you can say it's like you remove all the bands and you just have all the girls in one group.
That's Love Live.
I wouldn't say that's Love Live, but like that's kind of their situation.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of, gacha games, like, one thing I am curious about, why did K-On! Never get a gacha game? K-on's like the
K-on's nice also.
the grandmama of musical. I believe they're like the grandmama of musical.
Are they? I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. Like for me, I feel like K-On! Influenced a lot of these.
More musical
works.
based.
Yeah. Like for example, Bang Dream. I fully believe Bang Dream was inspired by K-On! In some way.
I guess I would think so too.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if K-On! was first.
I'm sure it was because K-On! Was around when I was still in high school.
Yeah, but was Love Live also? Do you
Love
know
Live
about
came
that?
around in 2014.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I won't.
K-On! Was around a long time.
I don't wanna like say that it's the first because like I'm not really sure about the dates. But K-On! is great too.
Yeah.
I think it's just that their studio probably didn't go that far into making
Wait, no, I remember
something for
also.
K-On! Right?
I think K-On! Was done by KyoAni.
Oh, was it?
I think it was.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
I guess that's part of the reason.
Yeah.
But
Poor KyoAni.
but they're getting back on their feet.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Which is nice. I hope they manage to get further again in what they want
Yeah.
to do.
Well, with gacha games and despite how they go about it, do the two genres, do they work together? Because I know you don't really acknowledge them as gacha games. Like you don't need, even I will say, you don't need to play the gacha of those games. I don't know about the Love Life one.
I don't think so either.
You don't need to play the gacha of those games to do well in the game. It's more recommended if you want more points, if you want to get higher rankings, because the costumes have more power, things like that. But given how it's been going, do they mesh well together, would you say, or maybe not?
Well, if you ask me, the main reason why the main reason I don't really consider these idol games as gacha games because like the gacha doesn't really help with the gameplay because it's a rhythm game, right? So that's why I consider it a rhythm game because the gacha is just there for like side stuff like the points or aesthetics or stuff like that. It's not actually helping you with the gameplay itself. But I wouldn't say that it's a bad addition. I think it's actually a welcome addition. Like it gives something that people would want to do or something that people would like to try and run after, rather than just playing the music and mastering the songs, right?
Yeah.
So, getting points and stuff like that will, I guess, get you new gacha materials, and you can get more costumes for the girls or anything like that. So I think it's a good match. It's just that you can't really convince me to say that they're a gacha game. They're rhythm games, not gacha games.
So the rhythm games with gacha.
They are rhythm games with gacha inside.
Yeah, right. Well, another thing I want to bring up, costume-based gachas for certain games. I don't think idle games are the only games that do this.
No, they're not the
Where
only
do they
games.
fall? Like, what's an example of a non-idol? Oh, Uma Musume. Isn't Uma Musume thing in the future when it comes out? That it's going to be costumes for the horses.
No, actually not. Cause the way Uma Musume's gacha is, it's more of you to either get the other girls that you don't have on, so they're on rate up, to get the new girls that they added that they haven't added yet, or to get like the support cards, which that's the main gacha I think in Uma Musume, to get like support cards, because the support cards have like different effects that you really really want. They have more value. It's strange. It's like saying you want the craft essence more than a 5-star servant. It's
Or
weird, but
as a
then
special shout out for my friend, so you can understand. It's like rolling on the weapon gacha instead of the
like
character
for
gacha for Genshin.
like
Only you actually want the weapon. Well,
like,
with Genshin you actually want the weapon sometimes.
like for Genshin, if you're comparing it, it's like you want, like you don't care if there are new characters. You'd rather focus on getting this awesome weapon or something like that.
Because character acquisition is easier.
It is a lot easier. There's like a promotion system also, and I don't think the rates are very like harmful to one's soul, unlike FGO,
Genshin, FGO.
very harmful to the soul.
Yeah.
But I think they also have a pity system, which I'm not
good.
sure about. But the rates are, I think, good enough that you can get 2 highest rarity girls in the same gacha role, which is not the. It's not surprising, unlike other games, right?
Oh, that reminds me. I just thought of this now because you mentioned the pity system. I think, I'm not sure if only idol gachas do this. Idol gachas can get away with not having a pity because the gacha is not necessary. Is this a good excuse to not have a pity system?
I mean, I guess the only thing is that it depends on your rates. Like, that's the only excuse I think you have to have no pity system, is if your rates are easier.
What would be easy in terms of rates?
Like
FGO is our bar for the hardest.
That is the hardest. There's no such thing as a gacha harder than FGO.
One I've remembered that you and I both admit is a bit easy is Fire Emblem Heroes.
Fire Emblem Heroes is very easy. It's just that the way they structured their gacha makes it
hard,
annoying. That's why I kind of stopped playing it.
I remember before I quit also, Fire Emblem Heroes introduced a pity.
They did introduce a pity that you guarantee after a certain amount, but their gacha rates were around 2% drop for a 5-star, which is actually very significant.
Oh, you mean compared to other gacha games?
Compared to other gacha games, like if you think about it in Genshin terms, if you guys know about how the pity system works in Genshin, you guys know that the first 20 rolls give you a total 2% drop for 5 stars. That's why sometimes people double dip after, like getting pity, you hit pity, then you have extra rolls, you actually get a 5-star again after. That's why like the first 20 rolls in the gacha actually have an increased pity. So seeing that 2% in Genshin is already like hard enough to get, and seeing that as regular for Fire Emblem Heroes, you can kind of see what's easy and what's difficult. But yeah, I guess the only excuse you have for pity is if your rates are kind of hard to do or hard to get. Like Genshin, they have a pity system, but because their gacha is actually kind of hard to drop like randomly 5 stars, They also have a snipe system, which I really like, where you can, if you don't get the rate up, next one you get rate up.
Yeah. With other idol gachas, because like one idol gacha game I'm really waiting for is D4DJ.
Isn't that releasing soon?
That's releasing next week.
Next week.
I think next week. It's on May 27. That's what they said.
You music game fans, if you're really a fan of rhythm games, that's the game you're gonna really test your skills.
Yeah.
Because that's an arcade style.
Yeah, D4DJ has a lot of. I am almost ready to say it will overtake Bang Dream in popularity and how much effort Bushiroad puts into it.
I think it's because kind of Bang
Dream's been around for a while.
It's been around for a while, and I think this is like their
newest
spiritual
project.
successor, if you say.
Their baby.
It's like spiritual successor to Bang Dream, because like the Bang Dream's kind of pushing strength. I mean, of course they're still nice. Their music is great.
They still have
new
concerts.
songs. They have concerts.
Morphonica, they're still there too. They
Yeah, but
introduced a new
like
band.
spiritual successor to their music, genre, is definitely D4DJ. That's why you can see a lot of effort being put in. They're putting a lot of collabs too. That's the great thing about
D4DJ.
like DJ music, is that you can remix songs, which makes them you can have the weirdest collabs, like freaking Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter. Expect that soon. There was a Monster Hunter collab, so you can play dun 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 dun. And for fans of the anime quintessential quintuplets, there was also a collab for that, and there was a Hololive collab as well. So far that's about 3, I would say, noteworthy collabs with IPs. Are they gonna have more? I'm sure. They do, as usual, have a lot of cover songs, which I really like. Cover songs that even Bang Dream never reached, which is why I'm so interested in D4DJ. They also have an anime. It's out now. Excellent anime. It's one of the only animes I've ever seen where the Japanese voice actress did the English dub alongside the Japanese dub. Like Karin Kagami, who is Maho in that anime. If you watch the English dub of that show, it's gonna be her voice, and she voices that character in Japanese as well, which is really impressive.
I mean, it's impressive, but if you ask me, I still can't bear to watch the dub, because it doesn't feel right. I don't know.
They recently released a video of her behind the scenes, how they made her do it. So when you watch it, it's actually really interesting. Plus, I watched a bit of the dub. She got better. She certainly got better.
Yeah, but like still, as she doing the dub, English dub for a character, when you're not, you can say the words, but then it's still kind of difficult.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It felt out of place, I will admit.
It did feel very out of place.
Times like that, the only time I would allow that to work in an English dub, if I was watching an anime, is, let's say they were a Japanese exchange student.
Yes,
trying
that
to
would be
speak English to
completely
his
fine.
foreign friends, and he sounds like that.
That would be
works.
completely fine. But then, like, in this situation, they're all the same kind of nationality.
Like,
it's kind of weird.
The only Japanese actor I have found who can, not live action, cartoon wise or anime wise, who can speak very good English is Mako Iwamutsu. You'd know him as Uncle Iroh in the first few seasons of Avatar. Aku from Samurai Jack before his unfortunate passing years ago. He had really good English.
He's very, very good English. So fantastic.
And it's like, obviously you could speak Japanese as well, I'm sure, but like, he didn't have that struggle. Is that the right way to say it?
I guess more of, the distinctive stuff that makes him sound like a Japanese person trying to speak English.
Like when you hear
it was
him
more
talk,
like you couldn't tell that he was actually a Japanese person trying to speak. I mean, you could tell he was Japanese, but you wouldn't think that it's like, something difficult for him.
Well, like with when you listen to Aku, you can hear the Japanese accent in him, but it's not. He can speak in a way that you can understand his English perfectly. Yes. Unlike other Japanese people who try to speak English.
Yeah. Which is great. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Having grown up watching Avatar, watching Samurai Jack, that's the level of English I expected when I heard that she was gonna do that work.
Yeah, but then we got what she did, and
Yeah.
I
It's still
really
impressive that she
it's
can even do
impressive that she did something like that. But I don't think it was the best decision. But it's up to them, I guess.
Yeah, one more thing as well before we move on to our other half of the episode. What exactly do you think players how do I term it correctly? Like what drives them to play the gacha of these kinds of games? Like for example, their costumes, right?
Yeah,
Is it simply the art, the costumes?
it's definitely the art. It's definitely the art. Like more often than not, it's the art. They don't really care so much about what it can do.
Well, I also
It's more
remember that
often than it's the
Bang
art.
Dream has their 3-star card. Their cards have stories. I guess there's little tidbits there.
Maybe yeah, but it's
It's
really
the
the
art, isn't
art. It's really the art. Like sometimes you really want to see that when you're opening the
Yeah.
game.
Which is what I'm wondering. How did they manage to grasp it enough for certain people? Like unlike me, I don't roll much on the Bang Dream gacha, or when I do, I just whatever. Like I don't expect anything out of it really. But
Like, cause there's a good group of people in like the gacha gaming community that focus a lot on how a character is designed, and that actually drives them more than what the character can
Yeah.
actually do.
yeah, I mean I appreciate the art that they make, of course, with the cards. It's very well done for a lot of them.
It is, yeah.
Perhaps it's also because of who you're rolling for.
Yeah,
If that
maybe
makes
it's your
sense.
favorite character
Your
and
favorite
they got a
girl or
skin.
guy, like that.
Yeah, I think that's also a big reason why you would like spend your currency on that.
Yeah, like for example, I remember Roselia had an event where they were all inside an MMO.
Yeah,
It was their
they have
avatars.
all the
I certainly
avatar.
wanted those costumes because it looked cool seeing them in like witch outfits, and Lisa's like a priestess, and Yukino was a wizard.
Yeah,
Things like
that's
that.
cool.
So seeing that was interesting, and of course collab costumes are very in demand. Like for example, I showed you before the quintessential quintuplets costumes.
Yeah, those are nice. I like those.
Very cool. Oh, I almost forgot. Hololive.
Yeah, HoloLive.
I swear to you guys, we did not know when we recorded that Hololive episode. We did not know that
we did
that
not
trailer
know
was
that
going
they
to
were
drop.
going to do
We
that
had no
trailer.
idea.
No lies. That we were just talking about it because we wanted to.
Yeah, we actually planned that episode a while back.
Yeah.
We just didn't get around to
Yeah,
recording
and
it
then
until
2 days later they released the full
Yeah.
PV of Alternative.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I did not predict the future. Also because we still don't know what that is.
yeah.
Like, well, a friend of mine like gave me a description. It's
It's sounding
it's a
like
universe.
a game. It's sounding like a video
I think
game.
it's a multimedia project because, like for example, people say Fate Grand Order is a multimedia project. It has games,
It
it
is.
has
It
books,
art
it has
books,
manga,
it has manga. It's
anime,
everywhere.
movies. I think this Hololive
Thing.
alternative is an attempt to do that as well.
I think they will. Yeah. I think it is.
And Hollow Earth Chronicles. What is that?
Hollow Earth.
Hollow Earth Chronicle, because I read up that the art is taken based on the designs from Hollow Earth Chronicles. I don't know what that was, so I thought you would know.
Actually, I'm not super familiar, but I have heard the name before. I think it was probably I think it was like an art take on how each of the characters would be if they exemplified what their backgrounds are, something like that.
Okay.
Don't quote me on it, but I'm not super familiar actually.
Mm.
I thought I would be, but I'm not actually.
Yeah. One thing I should have asked you in the last episode, if I forgot if I did.
Yeah.
How do they appeal to someone like me who hasn't dug a hole yet?
Who hasn't
Because
entered the rabbit
I
hole.
once tried to play Tales of Crestoria.
Yeah.
I like Tales is cool.
Yeah, but
like,
it's a game for
it's a game for
Tales
Tales fans. Like a friend of mine who is actually doing translating the game.
Oh,
She's
really?
translating the game and posting it on her YouTube channel.
Oh, that's cool.
She's a huge Tales fan. And I tried it for a while. Tails wasn't really my thing. I heard Black Clover had a collab with it, so I thought maybe, but then nah. But the main reason I didn't continue was because even if it was a game that she said you don't really need to know Tails to know it, that it feels weird to me because the gacha involved famous Tails characters. Kind of like if you're not into Fire Emblem heroes won't be as appreciated.
Appealing. Yeah, you
unless
like,
you've played at least one.
Yeah, you like the story, I guess, and you like the characters, but then like it won't feel like something you can appreciate in all aspects.
As compared to an actual Fire Emblem fan or an actual
or like a Fire Emblem game with just one cast, right?
right. So how do they make it for people who aren't fans of Hololive or who aren't like 100% in, like, they know what Hololive is, but that's about it?
I think that's the entire point, because like the mere fact that Hololive already has such a big fan base internationally.
Oh yeah, I won't deny that.
Yeah, like I don't think they'll have to try specifically to make it appeal to like newer people, but like if you ask me, the mere fact that they're gonna have a world like that and with like so many different characters and aspects, I think the main way that people are gonna be joining that, if they don't know, you're gonna be intrigued, right? Wouldn't you like be interested in like a gacha game with so many different kinds of things there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Hololive fans are screaming when they see something related to that.
Yeah,
like
I
we
will
scream.
admit, even I got interested and I didn't know anything about Hololive.
Yeah, but it also encourages people to actually jump into the rabbit hole also,
Yeah.
or fall in,
Alright.
like many. So I'm
yeah.
waiting patiently. Who knows? They might announce something at E3.
We don't know
Hololive
about that.
at
We should do an
E3.
episode on E3. Maybe when it actually happens, we'll do an episode
Maybe
on it.
later this June we'll release an
Yeah.
episode for E3.
Alright, so to go back, so yes, that was the first half of our episode. Invincible, we talked about it. Idol Gachas, talked about it, then got into a Hololive tangent.
For some reason, yeah.
Now we move on to the second half, which is Genshin Impact. Okay, so since I had a feeling the first half of this episode was going to be a bit all over the place, I wanted to make the second half topical. And as usual, Genshin Impact, because like I told you in one of our other episodes, Genshin Impact is our highest performing
Yeah,
topic.
it's kind of obvious why.
Yeah, though not much has happened, I will say. So let's talk about revenge. Let's talk about Eula, right?
yeah,
Because
Eula,
Eula came
okay.
out 2-3 days ago.
A few days ago, I guess.
So, I got Eula, thank God.
Yeah, you hit pity
you
on
didn't
it, right?
you didn't roll for Eula, right? You're
no.
skipping her.
Yeah, I'm rolling for future characters, which I'll talk about later.
Yeah. I don't really follow Genshin YouTubers that much.
Yeah.
I'm now working with the philosophy of just play how I want to play.
Yeah,
A friend of mine, told me like if you think about it too much, if you don't enjoy how it works, just play your own way. So that's how I'm doing it.
I'm completely
but-
fine with that.
Where
Up to
how
you, really.
how much has Eula changed the game? Because Eula is a physical DPS. We discussed this multiple times. So, and my Eula has hit 50,000 damage, and I've seen apparently somebody who's done 300k.
Well, okay. Here's the
I
thing.
didn't think physical damage would ever reach that high.
Here's
in
the
terms of
thing.
numbers.
Like, here's the thing. If you're surprised at 300k, you haven't seen what like the big whales of Genshin Impact yet.
Well, yeah, it's just that I expected that from things like elemental reactions, elemental damages.
Yes.
I never thought physical damage would ever reach that high.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah.
the very fact that she can do this, she can reach these numbers. I don't know if other characters can reach these numbers, but she can.
Yeah, she can.
Does this change the game in terms of maybe physical damage should be not sort of looked down upon anymore. Or I
mean,
guess I mean, like for example, one would say Razor is a bit of a physical DPS. People use him as such.
Yeah, but it's not optimal because he's so much better as an electro DPS, right?
Yeah.
There's like only 2 people that can run proper physical DPS.
We're not including Eula in this, are we?
No, I am.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Eula is
and Jean.
Oh, Jean.
And to run physical
But is
Jean,
Jean
you need
even-
Aquila
yeah.
Favonia.
Well, you don't need
You
Solve
need-
Broken Pines for Eula.
For Eula's explosion damage, no, you don't. But if you want to run a physical character and you have Aquila Favonia, you might
Give it
as
to
well
Jean.
give it to Jean. That's my Jean has Aquila Favonia, and I don't even build her physical damage.
Jean isn't even a damage dealer.
She's not. She is not a damage dealer. She's better as a support, if you ask me. But
Yeah, isn't that what she's meant to do in the first place?
you can run her DPS. She can hit big numbers too,
I mean,
decently big
yeah.
numbers.
Yeah, has she changed the damage meta, I guess is the proper term?
If
Does this would MiHoYo think, hey, we made Eula, she was a physical damage dealer. Now we can create other characters who maybe also will be physical, maybe they can be a bit of both.
yeah,
maybe
I
they can be
think there. I
elemental.
think there's
Because
no
I feel like if
problem.
Eula failed, if Eula wasn't good, nobody would care about physical damage.
Well, yeah. I mean, there are some memers out there that have the big physical damage, but I think Eula is a good, breath of fresh air. You
Yeah.
know, enough with the elemental reactions and just go unga bunga and smack people, right? Because
Yeah.
her basic attacks are like 9k.
9k. I've only been. Well, my Eula is not at
Like-
the optimal level. So.
Like if you wanna see tactical nuke explosions from like all your favorite 5-star characters, look up Tony To on YouTube. He's like the greatest whale
How do you
in
spell
Genshin.
that?
Tony as in
Tony like Tony
and
Stark.
T-O. Yeah, he's a Chinese player and he's like the
Oh, is he the one? Is that the one with his intro? That guy? Or is that a different guy?
that's Majestic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. But like Tony To, he's the ginormous Leviathan class whale. He's like he has
Yes,
like
every
5-star weapons, R5,
Yeah.
and multiple iterations of those R5 weapons at level 90 on multiple characters.
Wow.
4-star weapons are joke to him, but like
Really?
if you want to see big explosions like that, because his latest video when Eula came out, he hit 4.3 million physical damage.
Wait. Million?
Million. Yeah, like million is not even surprising anymore because when Hu Tao came out, her ult, he managed to make it a C1 Hu Tao hit 1.3 million damage.
But you said he hit 3 million.
No, he hit 4.3
4.
million physical damage.
I've never heard of someone going that high.
Tony To.
I didn't think physical damage could go that high.
I mean, Tony To, when he does these numbers, he's actually just pushing it to the limit because
Well, he can. He has
the
money.
thing, like the way he does it is like he gives Bennett Aquila Favonia.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
That's
I
only
get it.
one of the things he does. Like he gives Bennett Aquila
Well,
Favonia.
it would work on him, yeah.
Yeah, no, like
Quite well, I would
the
say.
biggest thing because of that is because like Bennett's damage
Ult,
boost
yeah.
scales off his own attack. So you
Yes.
give him Aquila Favonia at
It's
R5,
huge, yeah.
he has like 40% more attack, which is huge.
Yeah.
But when we saw, like even before Eula came out, when we saw her numbers, we're like, oh my god, this physical damage is going to be insane.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine dealing 300% physical damage with your ult?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
I wonder if she'll be the beginning of the physical damage, not supremacy, but like the physical damage we don't suck movement.
Maybe.
Or if she'll be the only one.
I mean, so far she will definitely be the only one because no one else can do good physical damage.
Yeah, well,
Like,
as you said,
efficiently.
Jean can't nowhere near that high, I'm sure.
no, like Jean.
I'm
you
sure
can-
somebody's made a DPS Jean.
There is
somewhere.
there are physical DPS Jean, but then like, it's not very good compared to the other things you can probably do.
With her.
Yeah, like physical DPS is really tailored towards Eula. Like,
Yeah.
if they add someone else to physical DPS, they better have some really good thing also.
Yeah.
Because if Eula can do explosion damage with that big of a number without reactions, then
Imagine
like
somebody
then
else.
you gotta either make them a really good support that does physical damage, or like a really good damage dealer like Eula in some way or the other.
Yeah.
And of course, you gave her a claymore.
Mm-hmm.
Makes the most sense.
Yeah. What did you think of her story quest, by the way?
Well, I mean, seeing the story quest, I thought it was nice, but it didn't really. If you ask me, it still didn't make me want to roll for her. Because yes, she's understood that it's cute that she gets misunderstood a lot, and then she gets
Yeah,
flustered sometimes.
Yeah. It's very unfortunate. I mean, like, her family hates her, Mondstadt hates her. She's like the villain on both sides.
Yeah, and she can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. But you know, at least there are some people who see her for who she truly is. But you know, it didn't get me wanting to roll for her.
Eula?
Like I'm not the type of person. She's a great character, great aesthetics, love the art.
Oh, yeah. I
But
love those trailers too.
yeah, the great trailers. Mihoyo's really good with their trailers, but yeah.
So the sneezing, the
Yes, and
tango with Amber
the-
that didn't convince you.
I mean, it was really nice. Like, when the moment she sneezed, it's like the fan base of Eula grew tenfold that day.
Yeah. I take pride in saying I was there. I was in that fan base from the beginning. She didn't need to sneeze to convince me.
But yeah, a good bit of people, you know, them honorable fans. Respect to you people. If you liked her from the beginning.
I liked her from the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, but Eula is great. She's no, you know, Ganyu or Hu Tao, but she's great on her own. She's definitely up there, next to them in terms of the greatest DPS.
I would say she's okay, not on a tier of her own, but in the
Mm.
sense of okay, Ganyu and Hu Tao are elemental DPS.
Elemental based,
it's
yeah.
their elements that do the damage.
Yes.
Eula's a physical one, right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that's a separate tier, but you know, you got categories there.
Yeah.
And Eula's definitely up there. She's the top one of physical.
Well, yeah. Technically, if you ask me, the physical tier does not even exist because
Well,
all
yeah,
of
we
them are
only
just
have
non-existent.
One
Like,
character.
yeah, and they're not very good. Like, if you're just focusing physical DPS, they're not
Yeah.
very good.
I get that. But yeah, I did like the idea. You know, you have to meet her because of her uncle who's like a jerk. The Lawrence clan, I'm not 100% like interested. Oh, I want to see them again. But like, I'm curious about the past. Was this covered in the manga? The events of, you know, oh, the Lawrence clan used to rule Mondstadt and then they
Oh
overthrew.
no! Like, if you look in the
Because
lore,
isn't the manga in the past?
yeah,
So
but
is that
that's
covered?
not that far in the past. The
Oh.
manga is when like Amber was not yet an outrider.
Oh,
She was like training to become a Knight of Favonius.
was Barbatos the ruler of Mondstadt at that point? Was he the
Remember
Archon at that
Barbatos? Yes.
Okay, he was the
because
Archon
like
then.
Diluc is there already. I mean, he's been the Archon for very long.
Yeah. 500 years, right?
500 years. Yeah. But you know, you get what I mean. If you want to see more of that stuff, I guess we will in the future. But
Yeah. I don't know if Eula's story kind of warrants a second quest. Like, Zhongli got two. I think he's the only one
Zhongli got two.
who had
He's
two
the
story
only.
quests, right? Well, he's an Archon.
He's the only character who's gotten a part 2 to his chapter story quest.
Well, to be fair, he's an Archon. He's important to the story as a whole, to the main story as a whole.
And I
you
guess
know?
because you added the freaking big Chungus to the world
Yeah.
during the 1.5 update, so
Yeah, with Eula, you know, the Lawrence clan, the Gunhilders, and the Ragenvinders
yeah.
clan, you know, they had that saying of the Lawrence clan used to support the Caribbean, so they were tyrants, and now people hate them.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, Eula's got the you, peasant.
Like, yeah.
I am speaking to you.
If she only knew that she shouldn't talk like that for people to understand her, she would be so much more like accepted
If you're
in
raised,
society.
yeah, if you're raised like that, of course you'll be used to it. which is a problem.
That's the problem. Like, you can't even tell when she's being sarcastic. That's another issue.
Yeah,
Like,
the whole
when she's talking, you can't tell if she's trying to be sarcastic or joking. Sometimes, a lot of times, you can't actually tell when she's
I don't
joking.
know if that's the voice actor doing that, or maybe that's
No,
just...
they told her. They most likely told her to do it like
Oh,
that.
by the way, how is the Japanese voice of Yula? Because
Very-
I play in English.
The Japanese voice of Yula is extremely fitting.
Rina Sato.
Rina Sato is a very great voice actor, and she did a great job for Yula. It's very fitting. All of her voice lines extremely fitting.
But yeah, with her being this sort of outcast like character, it's refreshing to see. It's also really funny seeing that just as the people on Twitter hated her, the people in their own universe hated her as well. So
Yeah.
she couldn't catch a break anywhere, not even in the
Not
real
even
world.
in the real world, yeah.
Like, nowhere was it mentioned that, because why did those Twitter guys get that the Lawrence clan had slaves?
Okay. Back in the days of the Caribbean, that was still a thing.
Yeah, so
Like,
are they saying,
lore-wise.
are they saying the Gunhilders and the Ragenvinders didn't have that? Didn't have slaves?
No, it was like, okay. If you think of, in their kind of lore history, the Lawrence clan were like the
The top?
tops, yeah. And the Gunhilders and the Ragenvinders weren't very prominent
But I
until
thought,
the revolution, right?
It's because I thought when the
No, it
military
wasn't.
came
No,
out,
it wasn't. It's like those were the most prominent clans in Mondstadt,
but that was about it.
but that was about it. And the Lawrence clans were the supporters of the Caribbean, so they were the ones on top.
Yeah.
So when the revolution happened with Vanessa, it was their family who were shot in the dark.
Where did because I don't remember slavery being mentioned in the quest.
I mean, they had a gladiator system.
Did they?
Yeah, back in the day.
Where do you get this information? Like,
Everywhere. That's the amazing thing about Genshin is that like there are lore pieces in every single facet of the game.
yeah, but like, okay. Where did you find that gladiator thing, for example? Because you don't have Eula, so you didn't read her
If you
bio,
look,
did you?
okay, here, do you know the item Chains of the Dandelion Gladiator, right?
Yes, I do.
Those are based on lore from that item. Those are the chains that held Vanessa when she was captured and forced into gladiatorial combat in Mondstadt.
Did it say Lawrence clan there?
No, I'm not talking about the Lawrence thing, but like...
But they were gladiators.
They were gladiators. And the
there was that arena.
The Lawrence
Yeah.
clan thing, I think you can read about it a bit from the books that
The
you
manga?
pick up. No, the books in the game. The books in the game.
Oh, the books in the game.
You can
Yeah.
actually read about it from those, and also I think the Noblesse Oblige set also has lore pieces there. You can read that.
Yeah, all the sets do, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, but a lot of the lore is just there. You just need to
Oh, it
look
really
at
is
it.
there. You just need to do your digging.
You just need to do your digging, that's all, and it's there.
Yeah. Eula is a very fine addition. Like I told you, I would become a lot stronger when she's my best character now. It took a while, but she's my best character. Well, no, it took a few days. She's certainly outperforming my other characters. That's because they're all bad compared to her now.
Well, I guess, and it's more. I guess
And you did help me
if you
fix.
ask me, she's more fitting for somebody who doesn't have good like team building or character support, or you're very, if you're not super dedicated to farming for like the best artifacts, or like you haven't, or you're behind in world level, like the monsters are a lot stronger than your characters. I think
Yeah.
she's good because she doesn't rely on elemental reactions.
Yeah, that's the main reason I wanted her in the first place. Because I figured my philosophy when it comes to exploring the world of Tevat, you can never know what kind of element you're gonna fight. So that's why I like having different elements there.
Yeah.
Then I figured with Eula, if she's a physical damage dealer, I won't have to worry about the enemy that I'm fighting being immune to the element, whether that's Fatui or Abyss Mages or Slimes.
I guess.
Because the physical damage would do the work.
Yeah, but
I mean, apart from, her skill still does cryo and all that, but That's
it's
the physical
it's
damage,
negligible, the cryo damage.
yeah, so I do like the story that she had. the whole vengeance thing, it's funny, although it gets annoying sometimes. Yeah, I must admit.
Yeah, it does get annoying.
Yeah,
But-
I would like to see a list. I would like to see if she's actually made a list of all the people she wants revenge
like,
for.
Yeah, but like, remember, she doesn't actually mean vengeance.
I know, but I'm sure she means it for certain people. There must be people she
Yeah,
actually
but
hates.
I
Like her
don't-
uncle, for example.
Yeah, her uncle, yes. But then, like, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, like, you know, she doesn't mean
all
it.
she's trying to say is that
I'll remember.
I'll
you.
remember this.
Yeah.
But no, the way she was grazed is just, this will not go unpunished. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why?
Yeah. So that was Eula. Let's see. Oh, how was your
Character
experience with Wind Trace? I actually really liked Wind Trace.
Yeah, I thought the event was great. I thought that it's a great. They should make it a permanent thing, like
Really?
because that's
Well,
one
it's
of the.
still there.
Like
I
that-
just logged in a while ago.
And then what you should do is just keep adding places that you can go to
Ah.
for the prop hunt. But my only, comment or like, disagreement with the event is that to get the event currency, you're forced to play with random people,
Yeah.
which I dislike.
Yeah, you
Like-
wanted to play with your friends, I'm
Like,
sure.
you want to play with your friends, that's the entire point. But what we're getting forced to play with random people just to get currency and complete the event. I don't think that's nice.
Well,
Because what if these random people are like the type that, they'll kick you out of the world before the event ends, or what you call it, they use like dumb strategies, like, I don't know, using Mona on a person that doesn't have good graphics, so then they're just invisible, right? It's not fair, I think, to some
Ah.
people. I think they should have just made it you can get any currency as long as you play the game.
Well, maybe they'll do that in the future. And that was really smart. I remember playing a lot of Wind Trace. Like, I think we actually predicted this in one video,
Which one?
in one episode, that this would be the kind of event. Even if you were done with the Primo Gems, you would still play it.
Yeah, because you it's fun.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's fun. It's a fun
Yeah,
event.
Mona is the queen of Wind Trace. She can hide anywhere.
She can hide anywhere. Yeah,
It's
and
hard to spot her too.
Yeah, the
And she can run
problem.
really fast. Well, water and all that.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I'm saying it's a bit kind of unfair to people, especially if you're playing online. Like, if you don't have good graphics on like your cell phone, or like
You
can't-
won't see her.
you can't see her particles and catch her. It's
Yeah.
actually invisible. It's not very fair.
Yeah.
And she doesn't run out of stamina if you're not moving.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly fair.
I get that.
To-
She's the queen of like I said, she is the queen of Wind Trace for this case. Maybe they'll change things when they do another Wind Trace event.
Yeah, Mona does have a running animation, so
Yeah. By the way, what's with the event now? The one that's happening
Battlefront?
right now. Yeah, Battlefront.
yeah. Well, the Battlefront event. Have you played the Battlefront
I
event?
tried it once. It was okay. You borrow characters so that way if your
You-
characters
yeah.
suck, you have.
Yeah, it's not you
Good
borrow characters. It's more of like you get the characters from a selected pool and you just play with them.
Yeah, it makes it playable for me. Like, I don't have to worry about, oh shit, my characters are weak. I don't have to. I might not
Yeah,
be able
because
to
they're
do it.
pre-built.
They're
actually
pre-built, yeah.
pre-built, which is cool. And the only thing you have to worry about is the challenges. You have to plunge attack and kill people, or you have to, you have to heal a certain amount. Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and it lets people experience, characters in more scenarios.
Yeah.
Maybe I think one of the reasons that's why they added Albedo there, because Albedo isn't very nice.
Yeah, but he'd be good for the plunging attack one.
Yeah.
Because he has an elevator. Plus you have Xiao. Although Xiao wasn't in that pool. So I guess the strategy there would have been Kaching going up and then smacking down.
Yeah, that's another strategy, but you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Well, it did help me learn different combos. Like, I had what was my team? Like, the very first one I did was Beidou, Mona, Sucrose, and somebody else.
Oops, sorry.
It's okay. Somebody else. I forgot who it was. But I really did a lot of damage in that team. I didn't do that. I've never even considered that. Who was it? Beidou, Mona, Sucrose, and Diona.
Diona.
I did a lot of damage there. Maybe it's because of Mona? Or
Yeah, probably because of
maybe
Mona.
it's because of Sucrose too. Sucrose does a lot
Yeah,
of damage
because
with
I'm pretty sure the
elemental reactions.
artifacts that they gave her was Venerer.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
That's
like, I mean, when I was seeing that damage, I was kind of
Since when could
not to
Sucrose do
flex,
that?
not to flex or anything, but like, I felt awkward because
Oh, with Mona?
no. I felt awkward not to flex, but I felt awkward because I was doing the damage wasn't as big as I normally do.
Ah, I get it.
Because, you know, I have Hu Tao, and my Hu Tao is like triple crown, so you know what that means.
Yeah.
So, doing that damage wasn't really surprising.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was a fun event. I got to use characters that I don't normally use that often, especially Albedo. Like, I finally figured out how his ult works.
And
You have to put the elevator thing first to make everything explode. Because if
From-
you use it
yeah.
without it, you just...
So, well, no, I not really need. I don't need to ask if it changes your opinion on him, but
No,
At the very least,
Albedo
you've
is still
learned how
kind
he
of...
works.
Yeah. Albedo is still kind of... If you want to roll for him, go ahead. It's just that you're not gonna see him in any meta builds or anything.
yeah, okay. So we had this event going on now.
Yeah.
In a month or so, Eula's gonna go, and when she does, I'm sure at some point before that we're getting 1.6.
Yeah,
Oh.
we'll probably get 1.6 after Eula's banner
Yeah.
hits.
Oh.
That's like exact timing.
One small thing, by the way, to kind of tie into our first episode, to those of you who are still here, who listened to the first half, we talked about D4DJ. If you watch the English dub, 4 or more voice actresses who voiced Genshin characters are in that anime. So there's certain there's certain like incentive there maybe. Me and Ryan know which ones they are, but I'll leave it to you guys to figure out who's who because it'll be really fun. Like for example, there's one character, Hu Tao, Brianna Knickerbocker.
Yeah, when you listen
voices
to
one
the...
character.
If you listen to the dub Hu Tao and you listen to the dub in D4DJ,
It's her.
you can't unsee it. You can't unsee the voice acting. It's like, wow.
Yeah. And not to mention, if you're used to hearing Chi-Chi's voice actress, when you hear who she is in D4DJ, you're not gonna believe it.
Doesn't sound the same.
Yeah. Same with Kaching.
Doesn't sound the same
Kaching
either.
and Paimon. Paimon's a little recognizable.
Yeah.
But Paimon's character in D4DJ is not that important.
Yeah, well, we're kind of going off a tangent
Yeah.
here.
That's just a quick tie-in. But yeah, back to it. You told me off mic you have information on 1.6. So,
Oh, yes. Yeah. So, you know, if you guys want to hear some 1.6 stuff, this is the checkpoint for you guys.
I mean, at this point, I think people have heard certain things, like
some
a certain character that people are saying.
Yeah, some
talking
people
about.
ignore those things, so I don't want to spoil it for them. So, like, spoiler checkpoint here. If you guys don't want to hear, you know,
Thanks for listening.
thanks for listening, I guess, because this will probably span till the end of the
You have
episode.
10 seconds from this moment to leave if you don't want to be spoiled.
10 is a bit too much.
Five.
But like,
5 seconds, you know, you have
4,
5, 3.
2, 1.
1.
Okay, so I'll start talking about like 1.6 stuff. So
Yeah.
first of all, we're getting a new character, Kazuha.
Yeah.
Kazuha Keidahara.
How do you spell it?
Keidahara.
K-A-E?
K-A-E something
Kaidahara.
something. I don't remember. I don't
Kaidahara.
remember the order of
Yeah.
the later letters,
Yeah.
but we just call him Kazuha.
Kaidahara Kazuha. That could be how
Yeah.
you say his name.
Probably, but Kazuha is a animal sword,
Yeah?
and
He's the male traveler.
He's kind of like the male traveler. He is Canadian traveler. That's what people
But
call
isn't he
him.
Japanese?
That's the funny part.
Where
But
did they get
because
that
he
Canadian joke?
because his
What is it?
thing when he does his ult is autumn leaves.
Oh!
So he's
okay.
Canadian traveler,
I
and he
never
looks
saw
a lot
that.
like the traveler. So it's Canadian
You
traveler.
know, I saw pictures of him. He reminds me of like Albedo a bit as well. Like that picture
That's-
when he came out the first time.
Wait,
He reminds me of that.
That's the problem. Okay, that's one of the biggest issues I have. He gives me the same vibe as Albedo. That
But we don't
he's
know
gonna
what
be
he can
there.
do.
You can roll for him, but he's not impactful.
Well, we don't know.
Because I'm telling you now, the amount of his gimmick is elemental mastery.
Just like Sucrose.
No, Sucrose is not gimmick elemental mastery. What are you talking about?
Doesn't her skills...
No.
damage
That's
scale
not what I mean. When I mean gimmick, it means like what they're trying to do. Because Albedo scales off defense. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that.
Noelle scales off defense. That's the
And
gimmick.
HP a bit.
Hu Tao and Zhongli scale off of HP.
HP.
Everyone else is crit damage
attack.
and crit rate, right?
Yeah.
You get that, right?
Bennett, attack, so on and so on.
Yeah. But Kazuha scales off elemental mastery,
Okay.
which he also gives like an elemental damage boost, which is, you know, it's kind of equivalent to a goblet in terms of elemental damage boost. But
Yeah.
if you ask me, his impact on gameplay is not going to be too big.
Oh, what?
Because you're competing with Anemo supports like Venti, which is
Yeah.
very hard to do. Like, he has his own vacuum, because he's kind of also kind of like a plunge attack guy.
Well,
but
there's going to be a listener here somewhere who has no idea who Kazuha is, so let's introduce him before anything else.
Well, Kazuha is a guy from Inazuma, so we're gonna start getting more Inazuma related stuff in the future updates. Kazuha is a samurai kind of guy from Inazuma, and you're gonna meet him with Beidou, because Beidou knows.
Yeah,
You're gonna meet him with Beidou.
I think that was to be
'cause,
expected, that everyone assumed Beidou's ship would be how you get there.
Yeah,
She's
because
a pirate too.
apparently there's like there's probably a story quest with
her?
Beidou's story quest, and that's probably gonna lead us to the Summer Islands, which is the main attraction for 1.6. We're gonna get a Summer Islands, kind of like an archipelago area.
So this isn't Inazuma yet.
This is not Inazuma. It's
The Summer Islands aren't
it's a
like-
mini archipelago off the coast of Inazuma.
Uh-huh.
It's close, but it's not Inazuma yet. But
Okay.
if we're talking future updates, Inazuma, people are saying that it's gonna be released in sequences. The entire
Maybe,
the map area, I mean,
That's
like
not a bad idea.
they're gonna release like half of the land, then
Oh,
for
I
the
see,
3/4 of the land, and then the main city at 2.0. But
Oh, you
know.
mean like how they did Leah's story? They split it up a bit.
Yeah, but instead it's the actual nation itself that you can't go past a certain area because you're not ready yet, or they're not ready.
Well, you can't go to the castle now in Tevat as it is, so I guess that still applies.
But so we're gonna meet Kazuha because there's gonna be something involved in the 1.6.
Yeah.
You know, there's gonna be some kind of event that goes on there, but
Yeah.
we're not super sure about that. But
Yeah. So what can
Yeah.
Kazuha? What exactly does he do?
well, Kazuha is a very swirl-based character, as you
Okay.
can see, because he's elemental mastery.
So he's like a traveler.
Yeah, but more interesting, I guess.
Well, from how you
traveler.
talked about him a while ago, maybe not.
Yeah, but
Well, he's a new character. So
he's a new character
is always
anyway,
interesting.
so yeah, they have some kind of thing that makes
Yeah.
them cool. So Kazuha basically has a double jump.
Well, yeah, that's what I
because
think.
like his elemental skill launches him into the air, like putting wind on the ground, and
Yeah.
then after using his elemental skill, his like weapon becomes empowered with Anemo. So when
Yeah.
you use a plunge attack, he has a unique plunge attack that his plunge attack puts like a small weak vacuum
Oh,
area. It's not significant enough to compete with Venti, but it looks a bit like, you know, the Viridescent Hunt bow
yeah.
from the Battle Pass? The
Yeah.
one that when you attack a few times, it makes a tiny tornado
Yeah.
thing. Kind of like that.
So it's a little like Sucrose's bottle.
Yeah, but smaller.
Smaller
and-
than that. Than Sucrose's bottle. Sucrose's bottle isn't that big.
Yeah, it's smaller than that.
How long
small
does the
area.
vacuum last?
Maybe a few seconds.
Oh.
It's not, yeah, like I say, it's not big enough to compete with Venti.
I see what you mean. Well, so what would his ult be though?
His ult is like a big area. Like he
A dome?
makes like a slash, and there's like a circle area. You know Ganyu's ult, right?
Yeah.
So it's like putting an area like
It's that
that.
big?
It's like an area, and every few seconds there will be a slash does swirl damage inside the thing,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what element it is, and it'll slash 5 times.
Depending on what element it is.
Yeah, what swirls with it? Elemental
So
swirl,
you have
right?
to put an element.
You put
within
an element-
this dome.
Like what you can do, you can drop an element. If if your enemies are infused with it, do the ult. It will swirl that element 5 times.
Like Sucrose's butterfly.
Yeah, but less potent. It only damages every 5,
Slashes.
every 1 slash. Sucrose's thing just goes like every few seconds, right?
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
he's like he's a mix, sort of like it's like
He
Xiao.
can-
He's partially sucrose.
Yeah, but I'm not saying you shouldn't roll for him. If you like his design, if you like his character, go ahead.
Maybe his story will be interesting.
But in terms of, stats and skills, he's not appealing, if you ask me. And like, there are also some innate flaws he has. Like, his basic attack doesn't connect sometimes.
Is it like how the Travelers blows him away at the end?
No. That connects though, right? What I mean is that, how people slash like up to 5 times, right? Like 1,
5 or
2,
6,
3,
depending on the character.
like 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5, right?
Yeah.
Kazuha does 1, 2, but his second hit hits them so far that his third slash doesn't hit, and then he does his special animation for the fourth slash.
Oh,
So
that's a problem. Yeah.
It is a problem. Hopefully they fix that.
Well,
It
doesn't
happened
work
on.
on like bigger enemies, does it?
It probably doesn't work on bigger it probably doesn't happen on bigger enemies, but like on things like slimes that
Yeah.
happen so often.
Yeah, well, these slimes, they bounce off almost anything. Like even the
Yeah,
first
but you
attack
can
of them.
still connect your attacks. Like his just knocked them away too far that his third hit doesn't hit, which is kind of
Yeah, I see your point.
Not say I mean if you want to roll for him, go ahead. It's just that from a character style and character, in terms of gameplay, I guess, pure gameplay wise, I recommend not really. You might want to skip for someone else.
Yeah, well, I'm also kind of inclined to pass for him, but if his story seems interesting, I might consider him. Because I've never really I don't think I'd need much of an animal character. I would like Jean. I do like Jean. I like her as a character. I think she'd do well. I don't know. I'm not a Jean user because I don't have her, so I don't know what she's capable of. Sucrose has done pretty well. for
Sucrose
what
is I've
great.
used her. Sucrose is great.
Traveler, he's Geo Traveler now, so I don't really use him animal wise.
To be honest, Sucrose has a lot more situations where she's more useful than Venti, which is actually surprising.
Yeah, like I don't have Venti either, so I have no idea how that
Sucrose
works.
is still a fantastic
Support.
F2P animal sport. She's like
Yeah.
amazing.
Where this Kazuha guy will stack there, I have no idea. Because I genuinely, I have not, I don't really look up these characters. I like to be surprised by Mihoyo or by what other people tell me.
Well,
I know my friends share certain leaks with him. That's how I actually knew him in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, I usually get these kind of leaks very early.
Yeah. So
yeah.
he doesn't seem to be a sort of game-changing character.
He's not.
I guess that's
He's like Albedo.
yeah. I guess that's a pattern.
Yeah,
After a while, you get a character that's
it's
not great.
part of my philosophy in gacha games that they always release a lot of cool characters, but once in a while they have to release somebody who's just okay. Yeah. Like they do that in Arknights. They released Mountain,
Well, yeah.
Released
I don't
Arketo.
know much about Mountain.
and he's not. He's there. People use him, but he's not. Oh my god! Right?
Yeah.
And then like in FGO you have like some servants like Sherazade.
Well, yeah.
Like okay.
That's a different discussion, though. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. We don't know. Maybe they'll fix Albedo down the line. Maybe things will change. Who knows? Because, for example, like, a lot of people said, they talked smack about Ganyu long before she was released.
Yeah, definitely.
I would
but
think
she's
Eula
so much better
now,
though.
yeah. I think Eula was in that boat for a bit.
No.
Not as much.
Well, I mean, from the people.
Well, there were haters.
There are
for her.
haters, but like from the people who knew about her stats and what she could do, people know that like, wow, she can do something.
Yeah.
She can do something great.
So, because I don't hear as much about this Kazuha guy as I did with her back when she was coming
Exactly,
out.
because he's kind of just there, Canadian traveler.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with him.
Yeah. Other 1.6 stuff, we don't really have much info. Most likely, it may be a rerun of Klee
Klee.
or a random standard banner character. We're not sure. But we are also getting a new boss in
Again?
1.6. It's called the Magu Kenki.
The Magu Kenki. Where is this thing?
You can find it in the Summer Isles because that's the main feature, right?
Yeah.
In the Summer Isles, it's like a boss. Drops Kazuha's materials, obviously.
Oh, I see.
And it's like a big samurai oni elemental guy with a sword.
Really?
Yeah,
That
and
sounds cool.
he comes in different elements too, which is cool.
Oh wow, that sounds kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Reggie in Pokemon.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, actually. There's like Anemo,
There's an ice
Hydro,
one, there's a cryo one, there's
Electro.
a fire
Yeah,
one.
kind of like that.
So that's cool. That sounds cool.
In terms of anything else, I mean newer weapons, I guess, but weapons aren't such big influencers yet, right?
Well, with Klee coming out,
They're gonna
I
release.
remember back then you made a prediction of Ludi Harpastum. Well, it still hasn't happened.
It still
yet.
hasn't happened, but it might be 1.6. I think it probably is.
Because Klee's coming out.
Because Klee might come out, and then Ludi Harpastum has a weapon that's basically designed for Klee.
Really?
Yeah.
The wait, the event's gonna have a weapon for her?
Yeah, it's an event drop weapon.
Really?
It's like the one from
it's
the
like the Dragon's Pride
Windbloom.
sword?
It's like the one from the Windbloom Festival, just playing and you can get it for free.
Which weapon was this?
The Windbloom Ode bow.
Oh,
The free bow.
Right. I remember that. And so it would be like the Festive Desire.
I guess,
As an
yeah,
example?
something
No,
like
Festive
that.
Desire, you get that.
Something you
immediately.
get it for free.
You have
Yeah.
to power it up through.
Yeah, from playing the event, right?
Uh-huh.
So, but that's all the information I have so far.
Yeah. With regards to that, yeah, I would say that's interesting. You have these Summer Isles 1.6 has the Ludi Harpastum. This is a fishing festival.
Yeah, it's
right?
the fish festival. Blow up
This is
the
where she
lake.
blows up lakes.
It's
and
gonna
stuff,
blow
right?
up the lake.
This would be a perfect way to introduce more story for her, I would say, because I don't remember her being in Windbloom. I think she was the only
featured a
Mondstadt
bit.
character that wasn't there.
I mean, we
don't
could see
remember
her once in a while.
Yeah, but okay. Gina and Lisa were like patrolling the grounds.
Yeah, but like
Barbara was
in
doing that.
canonical story, no.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing her.
Oh, and before I end my piece about 1.6, we are gonna have like a boat system.
Boat system.
Yeah,
To get
because
to
it's
the-
an archipelago, right? The Summer Isles.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
We're-
meet Beidou then, at some point.
Yeah, we will
'Cause
definitely.
Story
meet her.
wise, we haven't met Beidou officially.
Yeah, but like in 1.6, we're gonna have a skiff system.
Skiff.
It's called a skiff. Like those tiny boats that have like we
Like rowboats?
No, like like a
Dinghies?
wind glider on like the water wind glider, the one they go like ooh and they have a big
like
sail.
yeah, like
and
like Moano's boat.
a wind sail. Yeah, kind of like that, but
Yeah.
it's like magic.
Dinghies and things
Something like that, yeah. And we
Okay.
use that to travel back and forth through the area.
Really?
Yeah.
Beidou's your friend.
Yeah, but her ship is a freaking ship. Yours
Yeah.
is gonna be like a dinghy.
Yeah, but how's that?
I mean, and
I
it's
want a
not
bigger
even that
ship.
far.
I
It's just a few. It's an archipelago. It's islands.
Yeah, it's still
And
riding in the ocean.
there will
takes a
be
while.
there will and we are going to have cannon battles, ship battles.
With the dinghy.
Yeah, because the dinghy has cannons.
So it's not a dinghy because it has cannons.
I will. Yeah, that's why I said it's a skiff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
If you don't know what a skiff is, Google it later. Okay.
Okay. Like.
It has cannons.
Skiff,
We're gonna have I think we're gonna have an event with like cannon fire thing, and we're
Well,
also
that'd be
gonna have a
cool.
ping pong thing.
Ping pong.
There's gonna be like a ping pong event where you
Where?
have to use a shield. No, like just one of them random events. They shoot like an energy ball at you. You have to whack it back. Like
Uh-huh.
it's basically ping pong. But, And
Skiff.
that's it. That's all I have for 1.6
Yeah,
people.
that's-
I hope you got a good bit of juice from that.
Yeah.
I hope it makes you more excited because that's definitely
Yeah.
gonna release either halfway through June or late June or maybe even
We'll
July.
definitely learn more when Eula's banner ends, or before that. Because before that, quite before that, because we got stream maybe a week before Tartaglia's banner ended.
Yeah.
So expect one soon. Yeah, Summer Isle. Let's recap. Summer Isles Klee, Kazuha,
Kazuha, Ludi Harpastum,
Ludi
possibly.
Harpastum, possibly.
New Magu Kenki boss. The skip. Can we not talk about the skip? Just
no,
Google it,
no, what I
okay?
mean is that it's interesting that you're gonna get a ship, right? Like,
It's not even that significant. It's a skiff. Just search it up. It's a skiff, okay? Jeez.
No, it's just that, well, okay, YouTube's been recommending me Assassin's Creed stuff, and I used to play Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So I used to
Sorry?
sail on the Jackdaw.
It's
back
not
then.
gonna be a big.
It's not gonna be a big ship.
Like
but
I
we're gonna
said,
have canon battles.
It's a skiff.
No, I mean,
And we're not gonna
shoot.
shoot. I don't think we're shooting other ships. It's gonna be like shooting an island or something. But
Maybe there'll be enemies in the water.
There's
like that.
no. I have no more information regarding that. Like, you know.
Well, if you're sure you're not forgetting something.
I don't think so. I think I covered
You
everything
covered everything?
I know. Like anything else that'll come out.
Anything about Kazuha you might have forgotten?
No, I kind of covered him.
Pretty well. Okay.
Yeah, he's
That's-
kind of underwhelming, but
Yeah, he's voiced by Yugo from Sword Art Online, the Japanese one.
he's
There's
a
that.
great voice actor.
He's also in
The Japanese voice actor is what's his name?
I don't know
Shoot,
which one is
I
which.
forgot.
I just know
I know isn't the English. He's the English voice. The English voice of Kazuha is Kirito. Then the Japanese voice of Kazuha is Yugo.
Wait, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Bryce Papenbrook will voice Kazuha?
I think so. I'm not sure. Okay,
I mean,
don't quote
I've
me on it.
Well,
I'm
I've
not
seen a
sure.
picture in which Xiao and Kazuha are Yugo and Kirito in Japanese. I don't know which one's which. Wait, no, that means Xiao must be Kirito.
Kazuha is
Yugo. Therefore, Xiao must be Kirito.
yeah, but I mean,
Bryce Papenbrook. Wow.
I think that's his English. I'm not sure. I think so. Last but not least, I guess, we have new characters that are gonna come out, like Yoimiya.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Yoimiya. I want to ask about her.
I won't talk much about her because she's most likely 1.7. But
If
she's
not
my
later.
she's my next target for character.
Yoimiya.
Yeah,
She
she's
shoots fireworks.
She's basically like Hu Tao and Ganyu. You empower your
Combined.
attacks, and then all your basic attacks do AoE pyro damage.
Wow.
She's a pyro archer, by the way. So goodbye, Amber.
Hey, well.
But you know, everyone still loves Amber. I love Amber.
She needs.
Let's buff
work.
Amber, please.
Mihoyo's never buffed
Yeah,
anything.
Mihoyo,
Yeah.
if you're listening,
I
we're
don't know
like the
what
only
they're- yeah.
Genshin podcast. So like, if you're listening, Mihoyo, please buff Amber.
Yeah, or at the very least, do something about her stats maybe or her skills. You might want to take note of that because I don't know how you do it in Honkai. How you
No,
buff
they
characters
just
in
add
Honkai.
characters in
Oh,
Honkai,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Fischl and Kaching are in Honkai.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I would talk about that, but I don't,
We don't
play
play
Honkai.
Honkai.
Yeah,
But that's cool. I've seen that
That's cool.
gameplay.
it's cool.
Very interesting stuff.
Like that they integrated it.
Kaching is a lot more powerful in Honkai. than
Oh,
she is in
definitely.
Genshin.
Of course. Like, Fischl's a lot more powerful too.
Yeah.
But I think that's all we have for today, though.
Yeah, that Bryce Papenbrook thing really took me out of there. I did not know that. That's cool. Bryce Papenbrook's a really good voice actor.
So you can check again.
Shiro Emiya.
You can
That's
check
really-
again. I'm not
Yeah.
super sure, but I think so.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So, that, my friends, was the newest episode of Gacha Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
So, catch us soon. We'll talk about a bunch of other stuff coming your way. June, especially, is gonna be a very
Yeah.
news-heavy month.
Yeah, especially that E3 is on June 12th. Mark your calendars, you gamers out there.
Yeah, we're not. We don't know if E3 is gonna feature a gacha game. Maybe MiHoYo has a gacha game, has Genshin
Yeah, but
stuff for E3. We don't know.
I'm excited to see what they have to drop. Like we might have an episode after E3. Most likely we
we'll
will.
talk about it. Maybe that Bandai game you asked me about.
Yeah, Blue Protocol.
Yeah, maybe then. We will see. So, with that, we bid you all adieu.
Adieu!
So, thank you so much for listening to us wherever you get your podcast, whether that's Apple, Spotify, here on Anchor, wherever.
And if you want to hear more Genshin stuff or any other gacha related stuff, make sure you can share us to all your friends so
And
we can
if-
keep doing this.
And if like Didi and my friend Andrew or our other fan Carlo before, if you have an episode request for us, we have a Facebook page. It's called Gacha Rock and Roll Podcast. If you can find us there, if you have a request or you just want to say hi, leave a message.
Feel free.
Yeah, we're friendly.
Yeah, we don't bite.
Yeah, we can't anyway.
Watch for the pandemic.
Yes, so with that, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you soon.
Peace.
Bye.